Uncle, you're ducking from the camera. Yeah, we live tonight. Bless. Give thanks. That's the crew right here. The black crew. Yeah. We live in Ambrosia, New York. We're going to leave New York next week Tuesday, so you know you all have to be blessings. We talk to be in herbal medicine class again tonight. Just another second class. We have classes coming up soon, so don't forget you have to join the classes to learn about herbs, so you can be your own herbalist. Yes, Marissa. All right. So we're going to teach you tonight about plants and the healing powers and the different categories of plants and how they work into the body, so you can learn about plants. As you can see, we just had a patient, two patients yesterday who came in who had cancer, and the cancer is gone because of natural treatment. Okay. And one lady was in hospice. Marvin, blessed night. Errol, Cross, blessed night. Marcia, Ellis Hart, give thanks. Crystal Lawson, Bobby Lamont, Anderson, blessed love. Thanks for watching. We're not going to stay too long tonight because, you know, we have a very lot of rain in New York today. So we're going to get it as quick as we can. All right? Blessed. All right, wonderful. You want to the man? Yes, give thanks and praise to the Most. Give thanks and praise to the Most High. Yeah, we're going to do a kind of fast class tonight because we are trying to hold classes so that people can learn about herbs. You know what I mean? We don't want to be selfish. So we're going to teach you all plants tonight and how they work into the body, so you can teach somebody else. All right? Because we can reach the million of people in the world. So if you can teach others, it's each one teach one. And we don't hide anything from our people. Okay? Don't forget that. Now we have a lot of dialysis center popping up in the black community. And when you go to the dialysis center, you see only black people and Hispanics. And that's factual. So that means that we are losing our kidney to a lot of these diseases. So we have to try to educate our people. You know what I'm saying? In Washington, D.C., same exact thing. You know what I mean? Where a lot of us is congregated, we find a lot of diseases affecting our people. We are losing our kidney. We come down with diabetes. We come down with cancers faster and faster than any other people, man. So we have to look out for our community and our people because we are important and we are the most mightiest on the face of the earth. Don't forget that. Let's go. Yeah. So we're going to talk about plants tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about how they heal the body, and then we're going to put them in categories. And that's only the beginning, so that you can learn about herbs, so you can teach somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't reach everybody in all the communities. So you have to be your own herbalist in your community to help your people. You understand? All right, don't forget. I said before that I go to black people first. And then if anybody else want to come, that's all right. But I go to my people first, because the same thing Christ said. He said, first go to the Israelites. That's what he said. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, correct me. Christ said to his disciples, first you go to the Israelites and teach them. And after you teach them, you could go to any other race, the Gentile that is after. So I'm coming to my people, the Hebrew Israelites first. And then I could go any place after. Who vex. You understand? Bottom line. Wonderful. Because I love my people. Now, herbs fall in different categories, and we're going to talk about a couple categories. We're going to talk about pectorals, pectoral plants. Pectoral plants that work, they work on the chest and the lung, and they help to heal the lung from different ailments. If you have lung cancer, if you have asthma, if you have bronchitis, if you have any kind of lung congestion, or you have what we call a cold, damp condition of the lung, or you have a hot, damp condition of the lung, or you have a dry, damp condition of the lung, or a dry, hot condition of the lung. Now you have to know in herbal medicine what the condition of the lung is in order for you to treat the lung properly. You see, so you have to know the plants. So because plants fall in different categories. They have hot, damp, dry, cold plants. So you have to know what is going on in the lung in order for you to give the person the right herb to fix their troubles. Don't forget. So we call them pectorals. Pectorals are what? Garlic. Pectorals are what? Echinacea. Pectorals are what? Spikenard. So if you have troubles in the lung, and the lung is hot and dry, meaning that you have a fever and you're coughing, but the cough is not bringing up any mucus, some herbs here work wonderful for that condition. If you have a hot, damp condition of the lung, you have to dry the lung up with dry plants. We're going to get into that into another herbal medicine class. Okay, so don't forget the pectorals. When you have any kind of chest complaint, like asthma, bronchitis, lung conditions, colds and flus, we use the pectorals there. Don't forget pectorals. All right, keep it a second learn. And the pectorals are garlic, echinacea, ginger. Could be used as a pectoral plant or spikenard. And prinseng, the herb called prinseng that can use as a pectoral plant also. Princeseng. All right, we're going fast tonight. Wonderful. Hepatics. Hepatics are herbs that work on your liver. So if you have any troubles in your liver, you have to use the hepatic plants. And we talked about the hepatic artery before, where the blood flows from the hepatic artery into the stomach, into the intestine, into the pancreas, and the liver. All right? And because the liver is the most filterer of the blood, there are plants that we can use to either drain the liver, remove environmental toxins from the liver, help the liver to produce more bile, and keep the liver enzymes healthy. So we call them hepatics. Hepatics. And they work on your liver. Dandelion root is one of them. Yellow dock root is one of them. Barberry is one of them. Dandelion, blessed thistle is one of them. So all these herbs can be mixed together. And you have to know what is going on in the liver. So if the liver have a tumor, or if the liver is congested, or if you have the liver not storing your iron, we can use this herb right over here called yellow dock root to help the liver to absorb the iron because this particular plant also have lots of iron. Don't forget. So if the liver is not absorbing iron properly, we can use yellow dock root to help the liver to absorb the iron, but at the same time, yellow dock root is full of iron also. Don't forget now. So if the liver is congested and you have what we call high liver enzyme, alkaline phosphatase is high, GGT is high, FGPT is high. They all are high, or they're all high because of certain congestion of the liver. These are the herbs we can use to decongest the liver and also cause the liver to produce more bile so that you can have good liver health, because the liver is the most filter of the blood. So don't forget, we have the hepatics, and hepatics means that these herbs work on the liver to keep your liver healthy on a regular basis. That is very significant. We're going to teach you all about plants. You all have to join the classes to learn about the herbs and how they work. So if somebody have jaundice, or they have gallbladder congestion, or they have troubles in the skin, like psoriasis or eczema, we can use these plants with other plants to help to drain the liver. And while we are draining the liver, we are also working on the skin, and we are also helping the liver to produce more bile, and we are also getting rid of fats, or helping the liver to produce more bile salts, so that your liver can emulsify the fats, turning the fats into smaller amount of drops, so that your gallbladder can emulsify the fats. Okay, so these are the herbs we can use for the liver. They're called hepatics. Come over here first. So don't forget the pectorals. Pectorals are plants that work on your chest when you have asthma, bronchitis, lung congestion, colds and flus, and they are garlic, echinacea, spikenard, and prinseng. And there are many, many more. All right? And the hepatics are what? Dandelion root, yellow dock root, barberry, blessed thistle, Oregon grapefruit, and also boldo. Those are plants that we use to help the liver. It's according to what's going on with your liver that you can use the appropriate plants to help the liver to remove its toxins. Okay? Next one. Astringent plants. Astringent, astringent plants. And astringent plants work on the tissues of the body. So if there is a tearing of the tissues of the body, we can use these plants to help to soothe the tissues. And when they soothe the tissues, your body will heal, because these herbs go in and heal your tissues. We call them astringent plants. And they work on the tissues. One is called golden seal. Next one is called myrrh. and that is mentioned in the scriptures. And Oregon grapefruit, they are what we call astringent plants. So if there is any troubles in your stomach that affect the tissues of the body, or troubles in the lung where the tissue is being affected, we're going to use these astringent plants there to soothe these tissues so that you can heal the ailment that you have. Very significant. Go to the next one. Right, this is the plant over here. Come over here still. Astringent works on the tissues like golden seal, myrrh, and Oregon grapefruit. But if there is trouble in the lung, we can also use some plants as expectorant to remove the excessive amount of mucus if there is what we call mucus in the lung. Right? Next one is called the mulescents. The mulescents are plants that relieves or reduce irritation and inflammation, because we said before that irritation can cause inflammation. So once you have irritation, you're going to get inflammation. So what do the mulescent plants do? They relieve irritation and inflammation by soothing the mucous membranes. And remember that the mucous membranes is very significant, especially if you want to fix any viruses like HIV and herpes. You must keep the mucous membranes clean, and this is where the mulescent plants comes in. So the mulescent plants do what? They relieve irritation and inflammation by soothing the mucous membranes. And the herbs there are what we call marshmallow, angelica, sea moss, slippery elm. I'm not here for me. These are all, see them here? These are all the mulescent plants. Angelica, sea moss, slippery elm, and marshmallow. So what they do, if you have an ulcer in the stomach, or you have an ulcer in the duodenum, these herbs will go in because they have mucilage, and they will soothe your ulcers. And when they start soothing your ulcers, you start healing on the inside. So we call them the mulescent plants. We're going to talk a lot of plants you're going to have to learn about now. Over 5,000 of them. All right? All right, so that's what the mulescent do. They relieve irritation and inflammation by soothing the mucous membranes, and also soothing or getting rid of ulcers in the digestive system too. Right? Don't forget. Carminatives. Carminatives assist in the digestive process by expelling wind and gas. These are what we call your carminatives. Carminatives, don't forget, they are plants that assist in the digestive process by expelling wind and gas. First one is called chamomile. Second one is called fennel seed. Next one is called spearmint. But sometimes, if the person have acid reflux, or they have what we call dysbiosis, where you're bloating and you have all this trouble with gas, we can use what we call adenine plants, whereby they soothe the tissues or the mulescent plants, and they soothe, some of them soothe the tissues and also the nerves in the stomach, because you have nerves in your stomach now. So you have to use the nervines. If there is troubles in the nerves in the stomach, you can add skullcap, you can add oat straw, you can add lady slipper, or you can add some not fennel seed, linden flower, and they could soothe the nerves in the stomach. But if you want to calm your stomach now, where you have what we call an aggressive stomach, where you get a lot of noise in your stomach, we can use these plants here: chamomile, fennel seed, and spearmint. They call carminative plants. Don't forget, carminatives. Next one, emmenagogues. What is an emmenagog? Emmenagog plants that they help things or make things flow. So if a woman don't have a period for 3 months or 6 months or a year, we give the woman emmenagog plants, and these plants help to bring a woman's period. So the older people, the Indian people, used to use this plant here as an emmenagog to make the period come if they miss the period. You know what I mean? Not to abort. No, you can use it to abort, but we don't believe in abortion now. But if you miss your period and you're not pregnant, these plants could help the period to come. We call them emmenagogues. Don't forget, emmenagougs. O-G-U-E, emmenagogues. They make things flow. Mother's wort is an emmenagogue. False unicorn is an emmenagogue. Danqui is an emmenagogue. Ginger is an emmenagogue. Raspberry leaves is an emmenagogue. Because what raspberry does, it soothes the tissues and the woman's womb and help the woman to strengthen her uterus and make it strong so she don't abort. But there's also an emmenagogue if mixed with mother's wort, false unicorn, danqui, ginger, and a herb called chase tree to make the woman period come. If she have what we call amenorrhea, no period. So, emmenagogues are plants that make things flow. Don't forget now. All right? So we talked about, over here, we talked about pectorals. We talked about hepatics. We talked about astringents. We talked about the emulsions. We talked about carminatives. And we talked about the emmenagogues. So, all right? Once you learn about plants, you're going to know to treat other people who is not conscious of their system or their bodies, right? All right? Now, go to the last one. Now, troubles that affects the digestive system, because we had a couple of people call on my post this morning talking about they have acid reflux and they have IBS and they have Crohn's disease. Now, troubles that affect the digestive system can make us use, come over here, carminatives in the digestive system if there is troubles there. We can use the emulsient plants if there's troubles in the digestive system. We can use the astringent plants if there is troubles there. But if the troubles move from the digestive system going into the liver and the gallbladder, we can also use the hepatics. Don't forget, you have to learn about plants now. All right, come over here. Troubles in the digestive system. IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Once there is irritation, there's going to be inflammation. Ulcers, colitis, Crohn's disease. That's to give them all these big names. One cause of all of them. Gastritis, acid reflux. Either you have hypochlorhydria, which is too little acid, or hyperchlorhydria. Right? Diverticulitis, ileitis, gallbladder congestion, constipation, mucus colitis, and dysbiosis. Dysbiosis is very common in lots of people where they bloat a lot. You feel yourself bloating after you eat. Lots of gas. This is called dysbiosis. And dysbiosis is caused by troubles in the digestive system. You're not eating right. So all these troubles here, IBS, ulcers, colitis, Crohn's disease, gastritis, acid reflux, diverticulitis, ileitis, gallbladder congestion, constipation, mucus colitis, and dysbiosis, they all caused by one thing. One cause of all of them. So all these big names we're going to give them, all of them is inflammation. 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 Huh? Inflammation. 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 They're all caused by inflammation. So all these big names, the medical system want to give these conditions is one cause of them. How you eat the foods. And how the foods move from one place to the next. Now, here are the herbs you can use for any one of them here. Chamomile, turmeric, yarrow, catnip, sarsaparilla, wild yam. Now the wild yam can be used if there is troubles in the gallbladder. Over here, if there is spasm of the gallbladder, we're going to use the antispasmodic there. You see what I'm saying? Because once you have troubles in the digestive system, it can affect your gallbladder, and your gallbladder can spasm. So we can use plants there to stop the spasm of the gallbladder if it's congested, and we can also use the plants that will stop bleeding, like this one over here. If there is bleeding in the bowels, you have hemorrhoids, or you have polyps and they're bleeding, or you have Crohn's, or you have colitis. All these conditions could cause you to bleed. We use all these particular plants to stop the bleeding. But it also is an astringent plant to soothe the tissues of the intestines, to soothe the tissues of the stomach. And that in that way, you can heal the condition by resting your digestive system and using this plant, and it will work wonderful for you. That's what we call them, plants of healing. And don't forget, you have to find pectorals, hepatics, astringent, demulcents, carminatives, emmenagogues. And these are all the troubles that lots of people in America and even in the Caribbean seem to have in the digestive system. And once you start having troubles like these, it's going to leave and go straight back into your liver, into your gallbladder. It's going to lead back into your heart, and it could cause you to have troubles elsewhere. All right? So try to avoid these troubles here. IBS, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, ileitis, diverticulitis. Try to avoid these troubles here by moving your foods fast through your digestive system. And once you have fast transit time, you would never have these troubles down here. Because these troubles they say can't fix. But you can repair them once you rest your stomach and fix the troubles long term. Yeah? Don't forget. So we're done. Moving fast tonight. We are here till the truth I'm gone. I ain't coming back in the cold. I mean, I love you all. I ain't coming back in the cold. So if you want to come, you got to come to Grenada. Understand? All right. So the next class we're going to have is on mental disorders. Mental disorders. Because lots of young people, we had one yesterday, and he's doing much better. Mental. And he's doing much better. 21 years old, mental. 12-year-old, mental. 13-year-old, mental. The mental house full of them. So the next one we're going to have before I leave to go to Grenada on Tuesday, we're going to have a program on mental disorders and the deficiency of things that is not found in the brain to help the person who is mentally sick to get better naturally with the herb that God put on earth for us to use for healing. So the next one is on mental disorders and the plants we can use for these conditions of the mental. Yeah? Bless and love, and don't forget to give thanks and praise to the Most High Jehovah God. Don't forget Ambrose here, 718-469-0985, or my number is 631-530-2329. And you don't forget 718-469-0985 or 631-530-2329. And we started our program, the 30-day program, we started it already. And you see, I ain't no food. 2 days, 3 days now, with no food.
That's
no
right.
food, water, and herb tea. That's all I'm drinking. I ain't dead. I ain't falling down. I ain't hungry, and I'm feeling good. And that's the reason why we put the program together for people, because black people is being bombarded with diseases, man. I mean, my people, our African people are being bombarded in the black community. Too much diseases. We have to learn how to take care of this here, this temple here. You know what I mean? Because everything in your neighborhood ain't run by you. He don't eat your food. The Chinese man don't eat your food. But he put the food on your block. That's not your kind of food. Your food comes from Africa. To correspond to your bloodstream. But because we were not educated properly, we keep on going to everybody else, eating everybody else's food, and getting sick. You know what I mean? And then we run to these guys, and they don't fix your troubles. They give you a pill forever, like they gave me for my high blood pressure, my stroke. You know what I'm saying? Take it forever. For my epilepsy, take Epilin forever. You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn to use our community as a base to help our people, to teach them how to eat the foods. And then automatically, they won't be able to come into your neighborhood and take your money and run out into their neighborhood, making it much richer, and you'll become very poor. Blessed love, and give thanks and praises to the Most High. Give thanks, you know? Come on. Do it one time. All them East Indian people, all them East Indian people own a dialysis center. Ever anybody who own the dialysis center? Not us. We don't own the dialysis center. And you know what I mean? Somebody else own it. But you give them all your money to come kill your kidney. And after they kill your kidney, they want to say to you, you know what? We're going to get a kidney transplant. But the kidney transplant is saying nothing because it's not your kidney. You know what I mean? So how you going to function with something that not belong to you? And that's why they got to give you anti-rejection drugs. So long time they kill you long term with anti-rejection drugs anyway. So you have to save your kidney. Don't get diabetes. Curb your high blood pressure. Don't get heart troubles, man. Because you're going to end up on a dialysis machine. And after they're going to put you on a transplant list, and there's tons of money. You know what I mean? Medicaid, insurance, that's what they want. You don't have no insurance, I bet they're going to take care of you. They will never do that though, because you don't have no insurance. So insurance is not assurance. You understand what I'm saying to you? Always, we prevent a disease, man. Because all them dialysis centers don't owned by us, but it is in our community though. Think about that. Blessed love. Bless.